Welcome to Flow. Let's get started. Today we'll start in a cross-legged position. Bring your hands to rest on your knees. Allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze. And start to bring your focus and your awareness to your breath. With every inhale, find a little more length through your spine. And with every exhale, let your hips sink into your mat. Really feel rooted and grounded. Now you can keep your eyes closed or let them open, but slowly start to take 3 big head circles to the right. So you can bring your chin down to your chest. Let your right ear fall over towards your right shoulder. And take 3 nice big head circles. Really release your head to the back, open up through your throat. And then after your 3 head circles, start to involve the upper body a little bit more. So you can use the hands against your knees, kind of pull away from your knees. And maybe you find a deeper contraction on your way forward, let your shoulders kind of slump forwards. Just making this movement a little bit bigger. We take 3 full, big, juicy circles to the right. Hitting every little nook and cranny. And then gently bring yourself back to center. Take a moment, sit nice and tall. Find this length through your spine again. And then we take this all the opposite direction. Lower your chin down towards your chest. Roll your left ear over towards your left shoulder and just start off with 3 big head circles. Try to get your chin all the way down to your chest, all the way down to your collarbone. Just let your head loll and rock around nice and heavy. And then start to add in movement through the upper body. That can be into the shoulders, into the upper back. Notice any tension you might be holding on to in your jaw or your face. Find this nice, gentle, circular movement. You can use your hands a little bit more against your knees. Find a nice pull there. And then after your 3rd go around, bring yourself back upright. Sit up nice and tall just for a moment. And then from here, transition to an all-4s tabletop. Bring your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. And start to circle your chest and upper body to the left. 3 circles here, just getting a little bit of movement and stretch into the wrists and into the forearms. And after you take 3 in one direction, go ahead and take this the other way. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Again, just finding a little bit of opening into your wrists. And after your 3 circles, we're going to start to find a little more movement in your spine. So I want you to take these circles into your head, into your back, and your hips and your shoulders. We take 5 big circles to the right. Think of churning through your entire body. Find full range of motion here. You can have a soft little bend through your elbows as you move through this. Nice and loose through the jaw, loose through the face. Continue to infuse breath with movement. And then after you've taken 5 in one direction, switch this up, move the other way. Nice and fluid here, really arch through your spine and then think of doming through your upper back. And then after you've taken your 5th go around, bring yourself back to your neutral spinal position. And then from there, flip your toes and find a downward facing dog. Lift your hips up into the air and you can start to find a little bit of movement if you want to pedal through one foot or the other. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And then energize both heels down to the mat. On your inhale, lift your right leg high. Bend your right knee, open your hip. Now take your right knee and start to draw 3 big circles in one direction. You can go down and then around and open. 3 big circles just to find a little bit of lubrication into your hip. And start to take this the other way. 3 nice big circles moving out and around. Finding more range of motion into your hip joint. And then after your 3rd circle, re-extend your right leg up into the air. And then step your right foot so it comes outside of your right hand. Now, Adjust your stance slightly so you can let your knee bend a little bit over your ankle. Bring your hands in front of you and then start to circle your hips and your front right knee. Just a little bit of a circle into the front right knee. We're thinking more about the circle through the hips, just kind of finding this churn here. And your back heel will also be active here. We take 5 circles up and around to the right. Take this as slow as you need to. And after you've taken 5 in one direction, find this in the other way. Maybe you need to hop yourself a little bit further. You can allow your knee to come over your ankle. And after your 5th, gently lower your back knee down to your mat. And then shift your hips back for a wide-legged runner stretch. You can flex your toes back towards your face. And we're gonna move between these 2 postures. So bend through your front right knee, lift your chest back into that lunge. And exhale to send the hips back, just starting to build a little bit of blood flow, especially into your hips, into the front of your left hip, that hip flexor, and into your right hamstring. And just continue to move this backwards and forwards with breath. Move at your own pace, move to your own range of motion. If you can't get your front right knee completely straight on that runner stretch, that's okay. We're just working with this exercise into the flexibility and the mobility of the hamstring. After your 5th go around, hold in your low lunge. Now flip your back toes, lift your back knee, find a 3-legged dog. Reach your right leg up into the air. You can bend your knee for a moment and then lower your right toes back down. Take everything on the second side on your inhale. Lift the left leg, bend your left knee, and then start to draw your 3 big circles with your left knee. Actively press into both of your palms. And then after your 3 circles in one direction, go ahead and take this the other way. Nice and fluid movement. Try to increase the size of your circles with every rotation. And then after your 3rd set, re-extend your left leg and then step your left foot so it comes outside of your left hand. And you can kind of readjust if you need to bring your back foot forward. Bend your front knee so it travels a little further past your front ankle. And start to draw these 5 big circles through your hips. Going out and around to start. Use your hands as a support here. You'll find a little bit of movement and motion into your back heel and ankle as well. And after you've taken 5 in one direction, go ahead and move this the other way. Continue to let your hips be heavy. Really let that front knee come over and in front of the front ankle. And after your 5th go around, gently lower your back knee down to the mat. Send your hips back for a wide-legged runner stretch. You can flex the left toes back to your face if you'd like. And just as we did on the other side, start to move through these 2 postures. So moving through this wide-legged low lunge, and then moving into your runner stretch or your hamstring opener. You can find some movement through the spine here as well. Think of unfurling through the spine, letting your chest come forward into your lunge. And then on your exhale, think of finding some release, letting your torso hang heavy over your front left leg. And then after your 5th go around, stay in the lunge, flip your back toes, lift your back knee, find a 3-legged dog with your left leg up in the air. If you want, you can bend your knee and open your hip. Take a moment here. And then move yourself back to your downward facing dog. Give yourself one full big breath in and out here. And then walk your feet up towards your fingers. Bend your knees and slowly roll yourself up to stand. And in our standing position, we're going to come into a few more head and shoulder rolls. Option to bring your hands to your hips. We'll start off to the right. Bring your chin down towards your chest. Bring your right ear over towards your right shoulder. And just start to take those juicy head rolls once again. And you can start to right away and evolve the upper body, the upper torso a little bit more. Hands can stay on the hips, or if they feel more comfortable by the side, then just allow that to happen. And take 3 head circles all the way up and around to the right. And then after your 3rd go around, start to take this to the left. Make sure you have a soft little bend in your knees and you're not locking through your knee joint. And feel free to involve the upper body as much as feels good. And after your third go around, stand yourself up tall, reach your arms up overhead, nice big breath in here, and on your exhale, forward fold over your legs. Step your left foot far back behind you, so you're in a low lunge position. And then from here, soften your back knee down to the mat, lift your chest. I call this a jaguar lunge. And then try to straighten both of your legs, flex your right toes back towards your face. So you're in a wide-legged pyramid. We're going to keep moving between those two postures. So moving into this jaguar lunge and then moving into this wide-legged pyramid. Going a little bit deeper into our theme here of just creating a lot of blood flow in the hips. We're getting deeper into the hamstrings now, and we can also get a little bit deeper into the front or all along your left hip flexor. We can even start to feel a little bit of stretch into the back of the right calf if you want to flex your right toes up towards your face. And we take this 5 times total. After your 5th go around, find your lunge again. Bring your hands in front of you and lift your left leg up off the ground, coming into an assisted warrior 3. Flex your back left foot a lot. Try to square your hips down to the ground. So this can be a nice stretch for your bottom right hamstring. If you want to put a soft little bend into that bottom leg, you can. And now take your left foot, bring it behind your right foot, cross-legged forward fold. Option to stay in the middle here. If you want a little more intensity for your outer glute, walk your fingertips over towards the right corner of your mat and then send your hips over towards the left. And now breathe into your outer left hip. Full big breaths in and out. And then slowly return your hands back to center. Unravel your feet. You're back in a forward fold, and we take everything the other way. So step your right foot far back behind you. Stay in this low lunge position. Now lift your chest, lower your back knee, and then exhale, straighten through your front left knee. Option to flex your toes up. And then continue to move through these 2 postures. Press the hips forward, lift the chest, and exhale to contract. And keep this going. Bend the front knee, lift the chest, and exhale. If you're not able to get that front knee completely straight, that's completely fine. Again, we're just working into the hamstring. Go to your own range of motion. Continue to move with your breath. And then after your 5th go around, bring yourself back into a lunge. Shift all of your weight onto your front left leg. Lift your right foot up off the mat for our assisted warrior 3. Really try to square both of your hips down towards the mat here, especially your right hip is going to want to lift up just a little bit. And now place your right foot behind your left. So you're in a cross-legged forward fold. Bend your knees a lot. Release yourself over here. And this might feel like a good enough stretch for you. If you want to go a little deeper into the outer glutes, send your fingers over to the left and then bump your hips over to the right. And just breathe into that outer right glute. And then slowly bring your fingertips back to center. Unravel your feet, bend your knees a lot, and come to sit all the way down. And from there, extend your legs in front of you. Reach your arms up overhead and find a seated forward fold. And give yourself a few moments of breath here. Just let your body be nice and loose and heavy. Find full big breaths in and full big breaths out. And then slowly roll yourself upright. And from there, start to roll yourself all the way down onto your back. Pull your right knee in towards your chest. Give it a tight squeeze. Keep your left leg long on the mat. Just feel this nice stretch into your right hamstring. Take big breaths here, in and out. And now take your right knee across your body to the left for a spinal twist. You can bring your gaze over to the right if that feels okay through your neck and shoulder. And then slowly bring your knee back into center. Give it a nice little tug. And we'll switch sides here. So bend your left knee and extend your right leg long. And then when you're ready, start to pull your left knee across the body for your supine spinal twist. You can bring your gaze over to the left if that feels okay through your neck and shoulder. And find full big breaths into this twist. And pull your left knee back into your chest. Bring your right knee up to meet it, and now pull your forehead up to your knees. Bring yourself into a tiny little ball. And then from here, start to release yourself down so your legs come long and heavy in front of you. You can bring your arms down by your side, maybe allow your eyes to close. And take these final moments to reconnect to your breath. In this time of stillness and silence, let your body and your mind absorb everything that you just put into it for the last 15 minutes. With every exhale, let yourself sink a little heavier into your mat. And try to let any residual tension go and just melt away. Thank you for joining us today. And that's your flow.